Just to take it up from there, just to give you a bit of context, back in the year 1960, Kenya was comparable to South Korea in matters to do, of course, in terms of GDP growth rate, looking at the opportunities for investment. Looking at over 50 years on, you're looking at kind of a different tale to it. At this moment, you're looking at South Korea, of course, fully industrialized, and looking at the opportunity that's created in terms of providing jobs, in terms of providing livelihoods and economic growth in the Asian country. On this other end, we have Rwanda, countries that are giving, of course, you can say Kenya, a bit of sleepless nights, and looking at also Ethiopia, which is a country that Kenya has actually lost investments to. All this is in matters to do with industry. How can we create a competitive manufacturing sector, give an opportunity of job creation to a youth in the country today? Those are some of the key aspects we'll be looking towards delving deeper to. As my friend says, we don't intend to boil the ocean. We just want to kind of go right into it, of course, in the interest of time and making sure that we can have the industry experts who are right here. We have government representatives. We also have students in the house and the common 190. So ladies and gentlemen, please give yourselves a round of applause for creating time to be here. So, did it come as a surprise? You're looking at a cost manufacturing spelled out in Vision 2030. You're having a target of 15% contribution to GDP by the year 2022. Again, after Vision 2030, it was named as the Big Four. What did it first of all come as a surprise? And in your docket, how are you seeing this sector scaling up and in achieving this target by 2022?
In terms of the sector contribution today, manufacturing does just over $7 billion US. It has been growing, except that the other sectors like services and others have been growing much faster. That is something that we should be proud of. Manufacturing is important for a whole raft of reasons.
The cost of production sometimes to produce locally is much higher than it is even for an imported product duty paid to land into the market.
I'm looking around at all of you amazingly well-dressed people. It's a pity none of your ties are made in Kenya.
A round of applause, please, for that first speech. As Shiro mentioned, you know, we don't quite all seem that we're dressed. Who was a Kenyan tie? Who was a tie made in Kenya? Anyone in the room? Let's see. Who was a tie made in Kenya? Who was a shirt made in Kenya? Oh, great. Okay, so it's only Phyllis. When we come back, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be talking about, of course, made in Kenya, or buy Kenya, build Kenya, buy East Africa, build East Africa. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. And now we're looking at market access, and just a key element to look towards, and this was kind of brought out by Shiro, is, you know, looking around the room, I counted two, you know, only two of our audiences tonight actually wearing, say, textiles, let's say clothing that are made locally. So there's that idea about promoting our own and just looking towards, you know, the Made in Kenya initiative plan. Waziri, I just want you to weigh in on this. It doesn't quite seem as a social initiative to actually promote local industries in growing our own.
A key part of what we've been working on in the last 4 years has been how to reverse some of those challenges that has made us to be much more uncompetitive. And so the scale benefit that most of these countries have had, like China and many Southeast Asian countries, have made the volume of production such that the unit cost is much cheaper. So we suffer from that. Those are the kind of things that we need: market access to attract investors that can produce in big quantities such that the unit cost actually can come much lower and we can become competitive and be able to compete with others.
Greetings and welcome back to the Nation Leadership Forum. My name is Laban. Cliff. The discussion continues. And now I want to hear from an industrialist. His name is all too familiar in this space, Bimal Shah. Over to you. What are the teething problems in manufacturing?
I think when we look at manufacturing, is exactly what CS Eden said. The value addition and the whole value chain would be massive. I think Kenya stands to benefit a lot with this thrust in manufacturing. We've got the full value chain. If you take agri-processing from end to end, rather than export raw materials, you know, as leather, or even coffee as coffee, or tea as tea, we should be exporting it as finished products. And there's so much more possibility because the number of jobs we can create is massive. Why can't we be producing for the world? Why are we only producing for Kenya?
So Stephen Mbugua, please, over to you.
Capacity building. Please bring it to our people, including the ones who are very educated.
Thank you, Mr. Mugo. Allow me to just leave it at that so that we can pass it on to the students also lined up, because I'm going to come back and I think issues on actually SMEs, Shiro, please take on to that, because we want you to actually represent the entire team of small-scale manufacturers that are in the room. And Jero, over to you.
There's this thing, it's called IOS, International Organization of System. It's a requirement whereby if you finish your course, you're supposed to have, it's only offered in human resource development. In the university, we don't have that course. You can only do it online. So if we go to the industry, we absorbed, we don't have that international requirement. And we are gauging ourselves with international.
Thank you, thank you. I think your prof is looking at you keenly. I hope you don't attend class there. So Professor Vitangine will answer that. And
actually, the question is for the minister.
We can have to Chiro, over to you, the SMEs. Of course, that question, especially to the businessman there, has been, how do you support us as SMEs, as you give your closing remarks?
If each of us ask ourselves that question every single day, to the chair you sit on in your office, dear government, to the car you drive, to the phone you're using, who made it? Why aren't you enabling us? I mean, we don't know how, but teach us how, equip us. We can learn. So please allow the SME sector to grow. Give us reliable power. It's okay, we can work in the mud for now.